I want to talk about one quarterback and one quarterback only. An absolute stud named Stroud. CJ Stroud is a stud. And I told you he would be a stud. CJ Stroud, and I will say it as many times as I have to say it, should have gone first overall to the Carolina Panthers. And I think Carolina Panthers fans are already regretting the decision of Bryce Young. I'm going to say that again. Carolina Panthers fans know in their gut, in their heart, deep in their soul, that they should have picked CJ Stroud. After they've seen just 2 or 3 games, they know the Panthers should have picked CJ Stroud. And I'm going to say this right here, and it's a prediction, and it's bold. CJ Stroud, again, like I thought, will have the better career than Bryce Young in the NFL. And everything I've seen from CJ Stroud so far this season has been thoroughly, and I mean thoroughly impressive. I did not expect him to be this good right away. I was really high on CJ Stroud. He was my number 1 quarterback. He was my first overall pick. If I was the Panthers, I would have pounded the table. They like to keep pounding. I would have pounded that table for CJ Stroud. Absolutely phenomenal against Jacksonville this Sunday, and has been phenomenal all year. You look at what he did. 20 for 30, 280 yards, 9.3 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, a 118 passer rating, outplaying Trevor Lawrence, who went 27 for 40, 279, 1 touchdown, 1 pick in the game. 400 yards nearly for the Texans in this game. 11 first downs passing. This guy, with 4 offensive linemen hurt, with a rookie receiver being one of his primary guys, a guy that everyone said was washed at his other receiver spot, another guy that's never really done anything at another receiver spot, a new coaching staff, a rookie offensive coordinator, a rookie head coach. He's got the Texans looking really promising. When you watch CJ Stroud, what really impresses me is his composure in the pocket, his movement in the pocket, his accuracy, his precision passes at the intermediate level, especially in the middle of the field, but also outside the numbers. And these are all things I brought up when scouting CJ Stroud. Like, you guys can go back to my CJ Stroud videos and see what I said. Like, this stuff, I thought it wouldn't happen. Like, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back here in terms of, like, I didn't think he would be this good this fast. I didn't think he would be making these throws in the NFL in year 1 that he was making at Ohio State. Like, you basically, like, especially considering Ohio State had dominant receivers at the college level. Dominant. Right? Guys that are open, guys that create separation, guys that win 50-50 balls. A lot of that at Ohio State definitely was true. Like, they had great receivers. They were making plays. But this is what it is about CJ Stroud. His accuracy. His fundamentals. Like, I go back to what I said before about quarterbacks, and this is what I believe about scouting quarterbacks in today's NFL. The first thing you need to know about quarterbacks in terms of, is this guy going to be good in the NFL or not, is simply their mechanics. If a quarterback is good mechanically and consistent mechanically and puts the ball where he wants to put the ball consistently, he will be at least a serviceable NFL quarterback. The best quarterbacks of all time were accurate, did have good arms. But why is that? People overlook why a guy is accurate. It's not because he takes the ball and he just throws it to a spot where he wants to put it. It's because he knows the ball is going to go there, because his mechanics are perfected. He has perfected his mechanics. CJ Stroud has perfect mechanics for the way he throws the football. Every guy has subtle differences. Not everyone's Tom Brady. Not everyone throws it like Aaron Rodgers in terms of their mechanics, and they're both separate and different, but they both get the ball perfectly to where they want to go. And CJ Stroud, he showed that off at the combine. He showed that off on his tape. The ball goes where CJ Stroud wants the ball to go every single time. On purpose. With command. Right? There's a lot of quarterbacks. We've seen Deshaun Watson this year. Sometimes the ball goes where he wants it. Sometimes it doesn't. It's because his mechanics are messed up. The feet are messed up. Right? So, CJ Stroud is just deadly with accuracy because of his anticipation of where he wants the ball to go and his mechanics. And then within his mechanics, he's so good at keeping a perfect, stature in the pocket, manipulating the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield, perfect pocket mobility. You watch this guy with a bad offensive line, and people were worried about it. He's more athletic than I think people gave him credit for. He's moving better than people gave him credit for. He's actually scrambling better than people gave him credit for. He has a really good arm, and he's putting the ball everywhere on the field perfectly, inside, outside, down the field, underneath, getting rid of the ball, learning how to not take sacks. I mean, you don't see a lot of quarterbacks at this level as a rookie. And keep in mind, CJ Stroud is not an old guy either. Like, this is not a guy that's like an older rookie, right? Look at what he's been able to do. He has already had 121 attempts, 78 completions. He has already thrown in 3 games in the NFL 121 times. NFL teams don't trust rookie quarterbacks to throw the ball 121 times. It doesn't matter if they're winning the games or losing the games. Even if they're getting killed in a lot of games, just look at Justin Fields in Chicago. They will not allow a young quarterback to throw the ball 121 times. That just speaks to how much of a stud CJ Stroud is. They believe from the beginning to the end, in neutral game script or down or up, that CJ Stroud with the ball in his right arm is the best way and the best approach to win a football game. 906 yards so far this year. That's an average of 302 yards per game, guys, as a rookie. You know how hard that is to do? 300 yards in an NFL game? I mean, and then you've got 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. 20 plus throws, 11. His passer rating, 98. As a rookie. On pace right now to have one of the best rookie seasons we've seen. It's only been 3 games. But man, this guy is playing at a very high level. And it's on the Texans, right? CJ Stroud didn't land on the Niners. He didn't land on the Chiefs. He didn't land even in a place like Cleveland. He's on the Texans. Right? So the excuses of Bryce Young or the excuses of Justin Fields or the excuses of whoever, right? Sure. The Texans have kind of good receivers. Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Robert Woods, maybe better than we thought. Okay? Probably better than a few teams in the NFL, probably about 6 or 7. Certainly better than my team. But other than the receivers being not horrible, the O-line's been pretty bad and beat up. The defense has been pretty bad, honestly, like from a point standpoint. I know they've played admirably, but not great. So, Stroud is a stud.